I did?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Okay, bye. You. Okay, here we go. Admit. 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 Hello, everyone. All right, I'm new to running. I mean, like I've done Zoom, but this is a new platform. Oh, here comes Quentin. Maybe Quentin will have good luck with Zoom.
I was muted and talking to myself. Hi, Aaron. Hi, John. Hi, Meg. Hi, Jennifer. Sorry.
Hey, supposedly I have video, but you don't see me.
No, unless your face is a large camera with an X over it. No.
It is.
Okay.
I don't know.
And it says I can stop your video, but maybe I'll
Yeah.
stop your video and I'll start it again.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, let's try again.
Oh, Quentin's doing the same thing.
Funny.
Hey, Quentin.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, try it again, Mary. Meg, sorry. There we
there we
go.
go.
There we go. I haven't,
This worked 2 hours ago at another meeting, so it's strange.
gosh, I don't think I've seen you since this all started. It's nice to see you.
You too.
Should we wait a few minutes for that, for a representative, or are they?
I
maybe
think
not
they're
coming?
not going to come.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay, so we can get
we can
started.
begin, and Will and Chad and Miranda should be having her baby right about now. Maybe.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That
Exciting.
happened. That pregnancy was quick.
I didn't even know she was pregnant.
Yes.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been. I think she has a pretty rough time with it. So
Yeah.
she hasn't
Oh.
said much.
Yeah, she's been kind of, I just haven't seen her in a while or heard from her. So.
Yeah. Quentin, can you hear us? Okay. Maybe not.
No, it's his microphone is off.
He's mute. He's let's see.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Chad. All right. Well, we can wait for John to come back. Quentin, can you hear us?
Oh, we lost him. Oh well.
He'll come back.
I was just gonna try to send him a message. Oh well. Oh well. Well, too bad for him because it'll be a short meeting. He doesn't even get to enjoy the unusually short meeting, which he would appreciate. Well, maybe we'll just get started slowly and he'll come back, I hope. Or do you think we should wait, Jennifer?
I sent him a text. Like,
Okay.
"Quentin, come back, you're on mute." We'll see. And sorry for my laryngitis.
I can hear it. Yeah, I'm
Oh.
sorry.
I don't know how many, it's just been back-to-back Zoom calls for many days.
I think this is a pretty easy meeting to take notes for. I don't know if anybody would be willing to volunteer a second. Well, we haven't even started the meeting. Let me not do that yet. Okay, sorry. It is 7:08. We'll call the meeting to order. Just go through who is here. Meg Harper is present. Aaron King is present. John Silent is present. Michael Soares Chair is present. All other members are absent tonight. We'll call Quentin if he.
Let me chime in here. My bandwidth is a little bit limited, so I may or may not be sort of continuously here. So anyways.
You were temporarily frozen, but we could hear your voice. So yep,
But he
one or
was-
the other, I guess.
He was here for
Maybe
roll call.
I'll turn off my video.
Okay. All right. Would any of you like to be secretary tonight?
Chad sent me a nice template. I'll just go ahead, and it's a
Okay.
real easy meeting, so I'll just go ahead and do it.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Mhm.
Okay, if we can.
It's been a long day, Jennifer.
I so hear you.
We can quickly look at item 2A on the minutes for our June meeting. We did not have a July meeting, so I was not present at that meeting. I read the minutes. I didn't see anything to change or otherwise. We have a motion on the minutes to approve.
Move the motion to approve.
Thank you, John. We have a second.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Meg. Okay. So Meg, you're in favor. John, you're in favor. Aaron, how would you vote? Yay or nay in favor of the minutes as written?
Yay.
I as well. Michael also will vote yay. So that's a unanimous acceptance of the minutes. Item 3, no public comment. Item 4, old business. I just keeping this on here to keep us moving on this task. I think we should probably pick another site. I know summer is busy, but we should probably, I guess, Jennifer, if you could maybe pick a site that we can go to in September.
Yep, I have a site in mind. I'm thinking of Wormwood Hill Road, around, remember that pond that Greg
That
Anderson,
just
The
Greg-
site
just
visit
had
we
the-
did.
yeah.
the
There's-
dredging.
There's
Yeah.
some conservation easement around there, both ag easements and conservation easements as part of the Newton Green subdivision. So I can do that one for you if you guys want to give me a date. That
Sure.
would work
Yeah.
for,
Hold on, I know there's one weekend that does not work for me. The weekend of the 11th.
okay.
Oh, and probably Labor Day weekend.
Probably what weekend?
Labor Day.
Okay, yeah.
So I guess it would be right after our next meeting, like that weekend of the 18th and 19th.
Sure, you want to do
mean-
that the 18th?
Yeah, let's shoot for that and then see. We really only need a minimum of 2 people, I guess. I mean, a few more is better, but there's at least 2 of us that'll work.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so item 5A, new business. This is application W1623, submitted by Charlie Funk and Little for a driveway culvert replacement at 48 Separatist Road. There was a field trip yesterday that I went to. It was pretty brief. They basically have, I think, a 12-inch culvert right now. It's their driveway access to their residence. The tropical storm Elsa really hit that pretty hard, and it overtopped the driveway, took a lot of material off the downstream side. And so what they want to do is open up that section of the driveway, maybe 20 feet, 30 feet of it. And instead of just replacing that one 12-inch pipe, put in one pipe at that existing pipe location, and then about 4 feet to the right, another pipe, but about 18 inches higher in elevation, and then 4 feet to the left from that center pipe, I think another pipe at about 2 feet elevation. And so the idea is that if water really it sort of gets trapped behind the driveway, and the idea is to provide these higher elevation relief pipes to let it through. I didn't really see much wetlands on the upstream side. You know, it's mapped as wetlands by the town anyway. And it just, there doesn't seem to be another alternative from what we were looking at there. So it seemed like a pretty straightforward, replacement so that they can, not lose their driveway in a catastrophic event.
Was there any conversation about just a larger culvert, instead of 3 going one larger one? I don't know whether there was any discussion about the alternatives.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought that up, John, because I think the applicant had initially proposed that, and they had a visit there with the town engineer, and he is the one who sort of, I guess, encouraged them to spread these pipes out rather than creating one large pipe, which can create more concentrated flow. And so the idea was, if there's a lot of water stuck behind that driveway, rather than putting it through one 36-inch pipe, to spread it out among these 3 pipes to kind of, take the pressure off of that structure, and then, reduce chances of erosion in high flow like that.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, the more we talked about it, the more it made a lot of sense. So yeah, I think Jennifer, maybe you remember, the application drawing says 24 inches. The original application says that 136, so I know it's not that, but we also talked about 18-inch pipes at the site. So
I
maybe they
believe
could
they're proposing now 18 inches, and I'm going to confirm that with them.
Okay.
And I want to also have Derek just confirm that, because when we went out there initially, I was like, whoa, this is a big pipe that's just going to be like a big old gusher.
Yeah.
And that's when Derek and I talked about that. So I'll work with Derek to make sure that they're sized, appropriately. Obviously, he's not doing a full-on engineering analysis, but if this is a repair, and I think this is sufficient for what, for moving forward.
Well, you also, I didn't mention you, but you and Derek see these things a lot. So without modeling, you still have enough experience to kind of make better decisions, rather than the concentrated flow does seem to be a problem that could arise. So that was a good catch.
My take on it.
Yeah. So I as long as they're, I guess, I'll make a motion that as long as, appropriate erosion and sedimentation control measures are followed, that the project as proposed doesn't seem to have a significant impact on wetlands. It's not likely to have a significant impact on wetlands.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Quentin. How are you?
Fine. Jennifer wouldn't let me in before 7 o'clock. And then everything went haywire.
You came in also, and then we couldn't hear you, or I don't think you could hear us either. So there's a couple things going on.
So I just started over. Sorry to be late.
No, happy to have you.
I second it.
Thank you. The only thing I guess I would add to that is if the applicant could clarify, I don't know, just to IWA or to somebody what the pipe size will be. There's 2 different sizes in the application, and I think both are not what they're currently thinking.
because I saw that 324 and then they talked about the 18 on the site visit.
Yeah, and that sort of auto-generated permit application has 136-inch pipe. So
Yeah,
just
and that was when we went out there and said, we don't think.
right. Yeah, no, that made a lot of sense.
Okay,
So we can have a vote on that, I guess, unless, does anybody have any more comments on that item or that proposal? Okay. Meg, how do you vote?
Yay.
Quentin?
She raised his hand.
Sorry, yes.
Okay. Aaron?
Yes.
John?
Aye.
Okay, so that's unanimous on that item. Thank you. Any reports, item 6, any reports from members? Okay. I think most of you are aware of this, but well, no, I don't have any reports. So, 7A, Jennifer, your wetlands report just looks like pretty standard stuff.
yep, bunch of decks and sheds and septic repairs.
Okay. I was curious, is there a, for shed, septics, pools, is there a trigger? Because I just don't remember what we did. When you get to a certain, if you get close enough to the wetland, does it trigger more review, or it's still agent approval, like right up to the wetland boundary?
Well, it's, there are guidelines, right? So generally a deck or a shed, when there's not too, I think it'd have to be a pretty significant deck or shed before I brought it to the agency for, I just don't know how you would, if it's on posts or on blocks, I just don't know how they could deny that, frankly. So, but yeah, there are guidelines that you have somewhere in some materials that I've given you.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't concerned. I just was, I noticed they were all like no closer than 60 feet. And so I just got like, well, do we have if we get within 10 feet, is it an issue? But that's really at your discretion to decide if it's worth our time to bring it to us anyway.
So the statute and the regulation reads is that provided there's no greater than minimal impact. So, and usually I do err on the side of bringing it to the agency. But a shed and a deck they probably wouldn't want to see that. I don't know if you would either, but
No, it's pretty.
people feel differently. I work on behalf of I work for the commission, so.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Okay, 7B is a permit application for the use of pesticides in state waters on Dunham Pond Road.
Yeah, just a communication.
Okay. All right. Item 7C is a link to the grant program for this is, we were talking, is this the Forest Legacy or this is the other one?
This is the funding for forest management plans with bird habitat assessments. I just wanted to make you aware of this because this is a project that the Parks and Natural Resources Committee is what they want to make sure that all landowners over 10 acres are aware of this program. Especially, people over, if you're in PA 490 and you're over 25 acres, you have to have a forest management plan. This is a little bit of a different forest management plan because it's very specific to bird habitat assessment. But all to say, I'm working with members to identify these landowners, and we're going to be sending out a mailing. It's a program that the Last Green Valley is administering, so they will go directly to them. But we're just trying to get as many people as possible into this program. We do have a number of, or a handful rather, of landowners who have taken advantage of this program. So, but it's kind of soft diplomacy, I guess, and education and outreach type of thing.
And just real quick, who's eligible? Is it up to 10 acres? Or it's up to 24 to where 490 kicks in?
So no, they really want larger landowners
Okay.
because obviously that's going to be a significant way they want to manage those large contiguous tracts, I would imagine.
Right.
But and they said the program is ideally suited for landowners who have never had a forest management plan and own more than 10 acres of woodlands. So that's their target audience.
Okay.
So if you're in PA 490, you have to do a forest stewardship or forest management plan. So I think they're trying to do the 10 to 25 or 24.9 or whatever acres.
So if you're eligible, or if everything lines up, there's an easement on the property and there's not an easement?
No.
Oh, it's called the easement program. So maybe I got.
Maybe I couldn't pay so there's two programs that they're offering. This is for a professional forester to create a high quality forest management plan with a bird habitat assessment of your woods.
Okay, sorry, I was reading the wrong one. Okay. Okay. Well, if anybody
I just wanted to let
has.
you know that we are doing other things, we're doing some education outreach, which is good.
Okay.
For what it's worth, the author of Public Act 490 served on the Mansfield Conservation Commission.
Who was that?
You had to ask. I can picture where his house was. I used to drop his daughter off. I could come up with it. It was back in the 1970s.
And that's sort of renewed on a property annually. Is that right? Like it's not a permanent protection.
Yeah. No, once you're, we didn't used to have to have a forestry plan, but the last pieces I put in required a forester to verify things, and then you're in permanently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you get a tax, significantly reduced taxes for those of you who don't know about it, and then you have to stay within it 10 years, or you have to pay back some of those taxes that you.
Let's not put it quite that way. Right, we're taxed at use value.
Yes.
Rather than property, the real estate value.
Yeah, thank you.
So the owner can sort of disenroll or opt out when they choose. It's not there's no kind of, it's not like an easement where it's a binding decision on the property's use.
There's a penalty if you drop out within the first 10 years.
Okay.
After that, you can drop out without a penalty.
Okay. I ask because this comes up a lot when we assess open space in some of our projects at my job. And sometimes people want us to include 490 as open space land. And we often have a discussion about its lack of permanence. And so, but I need to learn more about it. Thank you. There's also a link to our Parks and Rec website. Was this for the outdoor rec or the outdoor education opportunities, Jennifer?
It's just a new and improved website that I've been working on. It's definitely not perfect. I'm no web designer. I wish I were. But you'll notice that I think it's a little bit easier to get around and to find trails. We have links to Joshua's Trust, the Hollow, Yukon, Nipmuc Trail. So I just wanted to bring your attention to that. Nothing really to discuss it.
I like all the trail guides right there on the, right on the first page. That's really nice. That's often what I'm looking for. Great. Okay, and item 7E is our fall parks programs. There's definitely some interesting stuff in here on walks on bats, on native plants. Sue and Tom doing a number of walks as they always do. So that's coming up in October. Right? It's September, I guess. It starts September into October.
Yeah, in September. Basically, the first one is in the weekend of September 11th.
Okay.
So again, just a FYI.
All right. Well, I think that pretty much covers everything. Our next meeting will be September 15th, I believe.
Mhm.
This is the shortest meeting ever.
This is, well, I've been chair anyway. It's been the shortest meeting ever, yeah. Oh, and it's usually summer. We had no meeting last month, right? Things are kind of slow, and yeah, it'll probably. Does it feel like it'll be busy at our next meeting, Jennifer? No.
Not until we figure out what we're doing with Four Corners.
Yeah, so are you still recording?
Yes, and it stays recorded for this, yes. So just an update, we are obviously, UConn did purchase the J.E. Shepherd property, and so I think people are we're waiting to see what's going to happen with the other properties. Haven is still moving forward, and I was the golf course property, they may be coming in as well soon, but that's all I have right now in terms of
And
the applications.
Agbotic got permitted, but is that moving forward or is that?
Agbotic was approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission, but it was appealed by the abutters. So now that's pending litigation, so we can't really talk about it. Yep.
Okay.
I guess we're going to put this all under communications. Was there any response from, I don't know, the state or UConn regarding the town's comments about the purchase of the Haven campus communities? I mean, has there been any dialogue on that since?
I don't think that there has been public dialogue, and I think I do believe Ryan and the mayor are speaking with UConn. So I'm not sure where that stands actually right now.
Wait, you mean Shepherd, right? Not Haven? Or?
Yes, I'm sorry. My
Oh,
mistake.
sorry. I was
Shepherd.
like, oh, wait a minute. Did I miss it?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
No.
just about Four Corners and basically, moving forward with development in that area, I think. So I
Yeah.
do believe that there are conversations happening, but I'm not involved with those.
Okay. Well, we'll just have to see.
Can I ask Jennifer a question or tell her something?
Depends, yeah, sure. I don't have to answer it, do I?
Okay, something the town slipped by the Conservation Commission apparently was the drainage work and culverts along Chafeeville Road from Gurleyville on down. And I checked them, and the bottom two at least just take the the drains from the road and dump them directly into the Fenton River without any dry well or anything. I told Jennifer that a few weeks ago. She said, "Oh, would you go down and tell Delay that?" And I go down, and I guess Jennifer didn't know he was on vacation. So I'm reporting back to you.
Oh, I will have a conversation with him and give you a formal response for sure. You brought it up at the last meeting, and I did discuss that with him. And we talked about it, and he said that it was, yeah, let me have a more detailed conversation, and I can do an email back and forth so we have it in.
I mean, away from the details of the project, right? That was work within 150 feet of a wetland. Shouldn't they have come before us?
They should, they usually do. So I'm not sure. I need to get more detail about that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Quentin. That's a good point. I mean, it seems like there's been a lot of road work in the past couple years. A lot of drainage work as well.
They come to us when, like, they're a culvert replacement, like the one on Hillendale, they came, that was permitted, the one on Mansfield City Road. So I don't know if I'm not sure, so I need to get more details.
In this case, they have 5 or 6 drains that apparently dump the, polluted road surface runoff directly into the Fenton or right next to it.
And they were not there before?
No, you'll have to ask July that. I certainly don't think they were.
I will check. For sure.
So that's a good, if they're replacing an existing structure, would that not require them to come before us to review it or discuss
If they're
it?
replacing it, yeah, yep, they would have to, but
Right.
if they're just paving over, and they're not, and maybe they're just moving around the existing drains, I mean, that would just be kind of, I don't think it would, but I need to find out more about what Derek's doing, and I will have a conversation with him. He's on vacation this week. He was on vacation when you came in, Quentin?
Say that again, please.
I'll check with him next week. Sorry.
Yeah, no, they're as far as I'm quite certain these are all brand new drains they put in
Okay,
under the road.
I will definitely look into that tomorrow.
Thanks, Quentin. I don't have anything else for anybody. Quentin, you want to keep the meeting going? Or do you want to make a motion to adjourn? Anybody?
Oh, gee, I move we adjourn.
All right. Thank you for the few of you who are actually around and in town. John, thank you for calling in from wherever you are. Appreciate it. I think we just barely had a quorum without you, but good to have your presence. And see you all on the 15th of September, I believe.
Okay, see you then.
All
Good
right.
to see you.
Enjoy the
Good to see you
last of
too.
summer.
You too.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
There, guys.